Welcome to Crescent City with your hosts, Natalie Jean and Jackie Zabrowski.
My nails won't stay on, so I can't use my hands, and Jackie has to help me with everything because I just can't do it.
Sounds like you're a baby in total control of herself. And it also means you can't slap me back. I'm not going to hit her in the face, but it would have been hilarious. Wow, nails are already falling off. Surprise, the nails she just put on, they're not sticking. And I don't know why. Maybe have you thought about just getting black nails anyway? Think about it.
I can't do the long nails because of my hobbies. So
Masturbating.
no, you can. Wouldn't they help?
No. What do you mean they help? The nails?
You just put like a little rubber.
They're going to get lost inside of you.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you have real ones on, I used to just let the press-ons.
See, I just always assume that my nail salon person just knows I'm a lesbian because these two fingers are always cut shorter than the other nails. But it's because I got to get my contacts out. But I'll get in there. I mean, let me at them.
Who?
Them.
Whoa, very aggressive.
I'm Sabitch today, all right? So I'm allowed to come in hot,
well,
all right?
We've got Sabine SQUARED.
It's going to be a difficult day because you've got double bitch power in here today. And that does mean total babies in control of themselves.
Wait.
Babies in total control of themselves.
Yeah, that became a different word.
That's two of them. All right? And it's going to be a long day, everybody.
I think I'm more of like
a...
With these nails, I'm more of a baby in partial control of herself.
Yes, I definitely not
bitch.
In total control of the show because I don't know how you're going to scroll on the laptop.
They're just going to pop off. But I wanted you to at least see them.
Everyone, are you looking at them? Do you see them?
Thank you. Oh, one went.
There they go. And now they're falling off and it's good. She got the accolades she needed. They're not going to make it to the photo. I'm sorry, social media users.
No, I'm putting them back on for the photo.
You're going to put them back on for the photo?
Yeah.
You're crazy. Man, you are a Sabitch.
Yeah.
Not me.
I like that we went with two different vibes of Sabine. I'm more of a sports, athleisure
You
version,
are more, yes. And
you're more like business.
I feel like, honestly, I did think about this because, let's be real, at the beginning of this day, I had the wig and I was like, what would Sabine be wearing right now when she comes to go kick some ass? I thought about athleisure, but then I also thought, I'm like, or is she in the middle of her fucking day and she stopped and was like, no, I am going to go beat the shit out of these young people now, not waiting for the end of the day.
You sound like you're advocating for her behavior.
I mean, I'm her today.
No, that's fair.
Natalie, I'm sorry. I do a little bit of character work before I come in here.
You kind of look like you are in your business wear, and then the time you seduced Mordock, spoiler, your blazer came off, and you've got your sheer shirt on.
Oh, no, and I say, can you smell me from there?
He can because
he's a bloodhound.
Bloodhound.
No, he could definitely smell my heritage, so he knew that I was a bitch, and he still pumped that dump inside of me and made a baby. And isn't that wonderful?
He pumped. Well, if he pumped the dump, isn't that the butt?
I guess I was thinking that the dump in this was that you were pumping and the dump was the load, but I guess if you're getting pumped in the dump, that's back there.
It's the butt.
It's good that we talk about these things.
You shouldn't call your vagina your dump because that is...
No, I'm talking about their load. I'm saying their dump. They're pumping their dump.
Dumped.
It's Mordock's dump that's in there.
Got it. Cum can be called dump because it's not delicate and beautiful like
yeah,
a
I mean,
vagina
honestly, it's
and
like,
a vulva.
It's trash, you know?
I do really understand the appeal of... I wish that I could wear these long nails because they look... I feel like very good, like very like polished wearing them.
I know many people that feel when they have their nails done, and I feel that way about having my nails done even though I don't do fake nails, but like when my nails are done, I do feel better. But the long nails, even though, I'm begging for the clickety-clacks. Everybody's got their clickety-clacks. I want the clickety-clacks.
And then you can do this one.
Yeah, you can do your little tiny claps at people and pretend like you're young and you'd be like, I know what tiny claps are, even though maybe you don't really, but you keep tiny clapping anyway.
I think the young took that from the drag culture.
Yes, they did.
So,
but technically,
sorry.
No, technically, Natalie, that's this and not this. And so now you have to go to YouTube if you want to see the difference. This.
Can you hear it?
And not this. So they are two different things. It was inspired though, but they're like different finger, different thing.
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because we're youthful and man, all up in drag culture. I mean, look at these wigs.
I do like watching drag culture.
Yes, me too.
So we have just returned from the Fantastique Starfall 2025.
And it was hoppin', y'all. We had so much fun. We met so many new friends. But everybody, you guys got to get yourselves to one of these events. I mean, Fantastique puts on amazing, they really think it all through. And it's such a wonderful community building experience where I feel like sometimes the bookish community on TikTok can be a little piercing, maybe a little tough at times.
What? No.
And
no, I support you because you're correct.
Going to these communities and seeing each other and being like, you exist too. And honestly, being in a place where I was dressed as the Viper Queen and a bunch of people knew who I was dressed as.
Yeah, I was dressed as the Hind, and people figured it out.
I mean, after they realized you weren't a Nazi, they were definitely like, oh, good.
God.
Okay, she's just a bookish character.
I did the biblically accurate version of her from the description in the book.
With the thousands of eyes and all the wings. Yeah.
And when you put her costume together, obviously she is meant, we understand that they are sort of representing Nazism-ish in the world of Crescent City. But when you put the costume together, it really,
especially
really
Natalie,
looks like it. And
you're
I didn't
so
mean
statuesque, and you're just so tall, and you have such beautiful skin. But then you put on the blonde wig and like a beret, and you had some sort of like the military jumpsuit on, and you looked great. But I will say, very scary.
I did, as we were walking out onto the floor, I asked Jackie if I should take one of the patches off. Like, is it too?
Nah, I was like, honestly, you need more. You need even more patches.
Well, we made sure, because we were close in the hotel to where the convention was happening, that the walk between the two, I had to change out of the costume, because if you're not in the context of a fantasy ball, probably would have gotten some aggression coming at me, which fair.
Understandable.
I mean, also, this fantasy ball, sometimes they're out in the middle of the fields and the fjords, and it's like beautiful. And
God, oh my God, put me on a fjord. I'd thrive on a fjord.
I would thrive in a bog, personally.
Okay.
My people are bog.
Okay, I can see that on you.
Thank you. But this one was
giving
done.
Bog. Yeah.
It's giving bog. This one was done at the San Francisco City Hall. And so it was an extremely different vibe. You were right by the Tenderloin. People walking into this.
And we ain't talking pork.
No, unfortunately. It's very, very tragic place to be. But City Hall itself.
Your nails are just flying.
Told ya.
Y'all.
Told you.
Wow. I feel like I'm going to get pierced at some point.
See? You got to keep your head on a swivel.
Or I'm going to start eating them. Depends. You know I love a crunch.
Ew. God.
I'm a sprinkle girl.
I do too. I'm not going to eat your fingernails.
I mean, I don't want to eat your fingernails, but if they get in the way of my hoarding of sprinkles into my mouth, well.
You heard it here first. Jackie wants fingernails in her sprinkles. Finger sprinkles. But yes, so the building itself was stunning. It was beautiful inside. People have their weddings there and stuff all the time. But you did have to walk through metal detectors in your full ball gown gear, which was a fun difference from when you're just out frolicking in fields for some of them.
Oh, yeah. But that's why the one that we're going to be in March, there's going to be a lot of frolicking because it's like a choose your own adventure experience event. Guys, get on it. The Readers and Dreamers Festival. It's going to be in March in Dallas.
It's outside of Dallas. It's
at
the Gaylord Texan Resort, which you'd be surprised that was happening in Texas.
Hell yeah, put a 10-gallon hat on that.
But yeah, you guys know, we've talked about it. It's going to be fun. We're doing a bunch of other conventions too, so you guys can. We'll keep you posted on what else we're doing.
Come find us. Come hang out with us. But I guess we've got to get to banging down a fucking door. I'm sorry, punches are flying, and I'm ready to rip.
Oh, punches are flying.
Yeah, because we're Sabine.
I guess they're about to rip.
There's a lot of growling.
There's a lots of growling because, like, we are returning to Sabine barging into Bryce's apartment from Now we're at Bryce's POV.
I want a party. Yeah, I want to give her yes. Yes, a little more Veruca Salt. Not the band, but the girl. The bitchy little girl.
I sadly, in many ways, feel companionship to Veruca Salt. Not with the daddy thing, but I often feel like I just want too many things. Not items, but just like accomplishments. And I go, I want the whole world.
Have you thought of trying to be ambitionless? It's a lot of fun. It really opens up your schedule.
I'll try. It sounds good.
Just throwing that out there. It is an option always.
You're not ambitionless.
I am. I could be.
No.
Never had a high sight bitch.
I'm sorry.
I'm upset. I'm angry. And when I'm upset, I'm in character, Natalie, and I really want to knock all these drinks off of the table, but I won't.
You're not a cat. So
no, I'm a wolf.
Like Ruhn, she's pissed. She didn't think to check who was at the door because we were with Ruhn's POV last time, and he was like, "Oh, right, there's a person at the door, but we're talking about all these other really intense things, and I forgot to check who it was."
Oops.
But now it's too late. Ithan and Sabine have begun to face off. Bryce is stunned when, in their arguing, Ithan insults Sabine by mocking her for banging Mordok, because this is explosive news for Bryce. We, the reader, have already learned this information. Bryce is not.
No.
And so Ithan bringing this up in the middle of this argument is a bit of a what?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
It's a bit of a wolf sledgehammer,
Yeah.
Which honestly, I feel like Ithan doesn't get very often. He doesn't really get like a mic drop in any, usually,
That's true.
More bumbling, I feel like.
Well, you could also argue that he was bumbling here, not thinking about who doesn't
know, of course.
Yeah, but sure, he also gets a mic drop. So we learned about this. The boys were out in the alleyway. They were discussing Mordok. Bryce has not heard this truth until right now. Unfortunately, another Danica secret will be revealed here in an ugly way. Ithan presses Sabine, asking if she's going to take Mordok to the Black Dock to bid farewell to his daughter.
Mordok to the Black Dock.
I wrote it wrong in this, and it says Morcod, and I like it.
Hell yeah. I mean, I guess get this
Little
bitch more
fishy.
fish, yeah.
So Ethan's just like basically antagonizing Sabine, like, are you gonna go take her daddy over to where she went sailing? And this is a big Bryce's mind spins, going over what she has known already of Danica's sperm donor, because of course she knew that Danica didn't know her dad, but she's struck when she's like going through like the information. What do you mean, Mordok? Like, I thought, and she remembers that Danica had only mentioned that he was
a male not worth knowing or remembering.
Sounds about Mordok to me.
Yeah.
So
I want less Doc, please.
Less, please. Give me less Doc.
Sabine, it makes sense. Now, I don't want to watch them have sex.
No, he's
with Mordok.
gross.
Like, he's yucko. But, like, Sabine, man, I try not to, like, kink shame, but, like, yo, you must really have some problems.
Yeah.
And I think you might need to talk about a couple of them if that's what you're choosing. And, I mean, he is strong. He does begat her a very strong sire.
He's powerful.
Yes.
Which probably really appeals to somebody like Sabine.
And also something, I mean, I imagine also the idea of him being a bloodhound, him being, and having a lot of, and knowing a lot of people too.
And I can see Sabine being a bit into the BDSM community, and he probably would be fine with that.
Yeah, I guess I feel like we don't know much about the Prime, but I feel like the Prime should have been like, this guy? Couldn't you choose a different wolf? Like, there's so many wolves in the pack.
It seems like he's a noble Prime. Doesn't always mean you were a great father. You know what I mean? Same way that sometimes people are great grandparents, but maybe they weren't the best parents.
They needed to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, they had to grow up. Sometimes parents are not fully grown, even when they are technically. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
And we should support people growing. However, maybe the Prime wasn't there for Sabine a lot. I'm just saying. And so she made some choices. She made some to beg for attention. Also self-destructive. Yeah, we're therapizing right now.
Yeah, but we're also so hot.
I mean, yeah, obviously that. And that's the most important thing about her.
I just hope, because my hair is starting to really come in silver. I hope it goes pure silver at some point, because I think I would dye my eyebrows and then just keep, because
Your complexion
this.
is great for that silvery color. It like looks really good.
I'm just ready to be a wilf.
A witch you want to fuck?
Wolf.
Wolf you want to fuck?
That's also not going to happen, I guess. Unless I get bit.
Keep trying to go. There's a lot of coyotes where we are in Los Angeles
I'm
in the valley.
always stopping them. I'm like, are you actually a werewolf? And I don't shake it, but I go, bite me, wolf. And it goes, I'm not a wolf, I'm a coyote. And I'm like, whoa, I'm taking you to the Guggenheim. Is that? No, they won't like him at the Guggenheim.
No, that's a museum.
Take him to the Natural History of the Museum and History.
Maybe you take him to the. Technically, I think you take him to the government, but I would never do that.
No, of course not. Hell no.
Never. I'd keep his secret.
No, because then they're going to take them away from me.
Yeah, I would keep the secret. So Bryce feels sick knowing this is just another thing that she had confided in Danica, which is aka her lineage. She told Danica about her big secret about her papa that Danica did not reciprocate.
Yeah, well, I think at this point, Bryce, we understand that Danica didn't share a lot.
I still feel like everyone would be like a slap, though. You know, every new fact, I feel like would still be another thing.
I think at some point, bitch, I just fucking shut down and be like, all right, makes sense. What else are you going to tell me about her? But maybe that's just the Leo in me. Maybe I'm too much of a lion to understand a wolf.
Whoa.
I can't say that dresses this. Oh my God.
I'm a ram.
Whoa.
I don't know what I do. I guess
what are you
I
going to do about it? Yeah.
Butt people.
Get in there.
And I
What are you, horny?
mountains?
And you climb mountains, yeah. And eat cans.
I do eat cans. I do.
Right? Oh God. Did I just upset the goat community? Like
Probably.
I
We are
really
sorry.
I'm gonna say I don't know anything goats v rams. I think one's bigger and has bigger horns.
I should know as an Aries.
Yeah, Natalie. I am putting this on you.
I will do a book report on it and come back.
Thank you. That's what the next episode's gonna be. Tell us about rams, Natalie.
The life cycle of the ram. So this is another thing. Sabitch is enraged during this fight with Ithan, and Ithan squares off as though they are about to do fisticuffs. So
Wolf, come on.
They circle.
Wolf at me. Wolf. I guess if she did that, it wouldn't be very intimidating, but
Sounds a little bit more like a bird.
yeah, but also I wouldn't fuck with an ostrich either.
No, you shouldn't.
Birds are a little scary.
Have you ever seen what is it called? Hang on.
Oh, now Natalie's getting lost looking down the birds and dinosaurs tunnel, and I don't know how we're gonna get her back, but come here, girl. Come here, girl. Get back here, girl. Come on, girl. You get back here.
Cassowaries.
Cassowaries.
I saw it in Australia. It is It is an actual dinosaur, and it will kill you.
Big beaks on them.
It's so scary.
Big beaks on them.
But they're awesome. Anyway, that's kind of what I thought you sounded like.
Hell yeah. I'm still gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I would not. I'd be terrified if that wasn't my face. They can definitely kill you.
Man, I wish I had a beak.
Keep wishing.
Sucks.
So Bryce thinks quickly and steps in, distracting whatever fight's about to go down in her apartment. She asks Sabine if Danica was a rebel.
And she responded, she's a rebel and she'll never ever be any good. And it's like, we cannot make this into a musical fight.
Can't we?
Musical fight.
I'd see Crescent City as a musical. I think that'd be fun.
It would be a lot of fun. What said was Sabine whipped her head to her.
What? You guys can choose which one you like.
Which
better.
one did better? Yeah, put us against
Rank
each
us,
other, like
yes.
as all women should be.
Yeah. Make sure, yes, please. Nervous, but reminding herself that she now outranks Sabine, Bryce holds herself high and presses her because now as the princess, she actually is more powerful than Sabine.
Oh, you know Sabine loves that.
Oh, she loves it. Sabine turns her ire on to Bryce, but seems rattled by the accusation. She denies that Danica had anything to do with Ophion, but Bryce contends that maybe she was because she was so ashamed of her mom banging Mordok.
Damn! Need some ice for that wrist.
For that wrist?
Roast.
Oh, roast. Roast.
Sorry, it's the birds coming out. It's me coughing the bird that lives inside of me.
Oh.
He lives inside of my mouth.
Oh, like
the little bird
like
that lives
Danny?
inside of my mouth. Yeah. Just like him.
Wow,
I love being Sabitch. It really, it unleashes me in a way I didn't expect.
Is this because you filmed the Hoopagogo finale yesterday and you were the crazy queen lady?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so sometimes it just the
stays.
character stays. I'm so, like, I get so into it. They call me Daniel J. Lewis for Jackie. And I'm like, my left foot, my right foot, my left foot, my right foot. And it's just like, give me your shoes. I guess I'm a cobbler now. And that's all the bits I could do about Daniel Day-Lewis. Wow. Lincoln. He sounded stupid. Although I guess just Lincoln sounded stupid. So. That's the president of the United States.
I don't know.
I need to end slavery.
I don't even know how to respond to you. There's so many things that just happen in a succession.
It's the Sabitch. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna sip on my coffee.
Sometimes I'm like a chainsaw, you know?
So many sounds. You're like that guy from Police Academy.
Police Academy, which I think we do reference every other episode.
Do I? Do we?
Not just you. Me too. We bring up that guy, still don't know his name, have never looked at what his name is.
Half of the listeners were not born when that movie
and
was...
don't know what we're talking about, and that's fine.
It's fine. Sabine argues back, but Bryce pushes, pointing out that Sabine must be really scared about her position in the wolf den. She came over to try to squash Ithan's potential to take over the wolves, after all. So this is a thing Bryce is positing on top of Sabine. Sabine's like, nah.
No. It's like, uh-oh, someone's short-circuiting.
Bryce continues, suggesting that it might be pretty easy to sway the prime of Ithan's superiority as the leader. Even all the while, Ithan is looking on in shock. He's never obviously considered this proposition, but Bryce is doing it to threaten Sabine. But maybe she also thinks Ithan could be a good leader.
He's got a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah, he still does. He's still growing. So
I mean, better than her, though. I gotta throw that
sure,
out there.
of course.
At least he can be controlled.
I mean, sometimes also, Ithan doesn't want the power. Isn't it sometimes who the leader should be, the
You're
person
right.
who never wanted to have the power in
You're
the
right.
first place?
You're right.
She watches Sabine back up and then slowly begin to reach for something behind her back, like, I don't know, a sword? Up until
Or maybe her nails are falling off and she
And she's
doesn't want
embarrassed.
anybody to
Yeah.
see.
It's possible. Up until then, Ruhn, who's in the room, was letting this play out. But as she makes this motion, his gun is in her face in a millisecond.
I always forget there's guns in this world. I don't know how I forget, but I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Because
Guns.
they feel like old timey.
Right.
But then suddenly they're like, oh, they have a phone.
Yeah, a phone and a gun. Yeah.
So moments later, Bryce is relieved to hear Hunt's voice and see his body fill the doorway.
God, it fills the doorway.
So now Ruhn's gun is in Sabine's face, and then Hunt is now also aiming a gun at her. Sabine is still antagonizing the group, warning them if they tangle with Mordok, they'll get what they deserve. Then, to the surprise of everyone, another figure enters the room.
Baxian. The angel shifter had a gun drawn, aimed at Sabine's legs to disable her if she tried to run.
Ouch.
Whoa, Baxian.
Baxian, what are you doing here again?
Okay. But also very smart to aim the gun at her legs. I feel like I'm like, wow, I'm really not a soldier. I'd be like, it's like that's a smart thing to do. Because then you'd stop her, but then you wouldn't.
I don't think you
Killer.
should hold a gun the way you just were.
Not
No.
willy-nilly.
No.
I thought that was the first
First
rule of gun
loose
ownership.
wrist.
Loose wrists. Like, kind of hold on to it. Like it's seeping out of your hand like it turned into slime.
Yeah, just make sure nothing is taut in your body when the gun goes off. So then you can roll with it the way a drunk driver does when they crash the
and
car.
Then you can shoot, and then you shoot. You know?
So this guy again, he's back.
But also it's like, what is
What is his
up with
deal?
him?
Bryce realizes even Hunt is surprised by this appearance in that he hadn't known Baxi and had once again been following him.
Hunt also. though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like Baxi's either really good at hiding in the shadows or Hunt is too distracted right now by Bryce's toes to pay attention.
You should be paying attention.
It's technically the correct time to strike at him because he's so distracted
Yes.
by her sweaty sports bra. So,
But also think about that, Hunt, that like if Baxian can follow you, anybody can follow you.
yeah, I'm getting mad at Hunt here for not knowing again that this guy's been following him.
All the blood is in his dick,
I
Natalie.
know.
It's not his fault.
He needs to shake himself up like a snow globe.
Yeah.
Shake the blood around.
Yeah, get that blood back up in the brain, son.
Seeing the other Triari member seems to be the deal breaker for Sabine, and she tells them they're all carrion and beats it.
Whoa, bird much?
Again, birds. So now she has at least stopped threatening everyone in the apartment because of Baxine appearing. So I guess great.
I love that. She's like, fine. There's multiple guns pointing at me. Fine. I guess I won't continue this.
But also threatens them they're all dead meat. So
I mean, she's got to leave with something.
yeah, she gotta have her
know?
dignity. Cut over to the same moment with Hunt's POV. He spins to confront Baxian, his lightning flaring. Baxian is like, whoa, I just saw you had an emergency and thought you
Thought I
might
could
need
help."
backup. It's like, sure, Jan. But Bryce doesn't seem to care much because she's processing the new danafacts. She snaps at Ithan, asking if he knew, and when he confirms that he did in fact know that Mordock was Danica's father, she demands to know why she wasn't good enough to be told herself. So right now Bryce is kind of processing that not only did she not know about Mordock, but the other wolves did know. They were aware of it and nobody had told her. And Ithan responds like, this is correct. It wasn't his place to reveal, nails gone, piece of information. It's not his place. That was Danica's decision to do. He can't just tell Bryce that.
No, it's her story to tell. It's not for other people.
And
But I guess after she died, I imagine Bryce was like, well, you can tell me now.
fair. But also they have just begun talking again after that. And so it probably didn't come up
This is the
naturally,
thing.
organically, you know. Hunt sees,
You don't start off with that when you're trying to heal a friendship.
right. You're like, hey, guess what? There's so many secrets that you don't know.
Yeah, your bestie really lied to you a lot.
Although you could trauma bond and then you have a mutual enemy when you're both like, what about the thing Danica didn't tell us? or
You're
you?
right. You are right. But I feel like Ithan isn't that manipulative, which is good.
Well,
I feel like I don't think he
smart
can.
enough.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he can do that, which is good because
is.
he definitely could use this information for evil.
Yeah, no, it's probably for the best. So Hunt sees Bryce's pained expression and takes her hand. Bryce says to the room that she would have understood having an asshole father, insinuating that this seems like things two best friends could have commiserated over. The fact that she had this terrible bio father and then Danica also did. And it's just this another piece of herself, Bryce, that was offered that Danica did not return, which is very painful.
I wonder at what point, because I feel like there is the point when you're just like, I guess she's not my best friend. And I guess she never was.
It does feel like that. But then there's these other elements where
They were.
she did all of these very, like, yes, did she put something in Bryce's back without her consent. Yes. But
did she lie about a lot of the stuff she was doing? Yes. But she couldn't tell her a lot of things. We understand that. But still, with every single thing, it's just like, I feel like even in real life, you get to a point when you have to think, like when you demote, like have you ever demoted a friend before?
yeah.
I feel like I've definitely had friends that I referred to as best friends that I would never refer to them as that now.
And here is the list.
Yeah, let's go through them and what they did to us.
No, I feel like we're very lucky to have a very good friend circle as adult
No,
women.
we've all known each other for a long time.
So,
We're kind of like the wolf pack, like that.
oh my god.
But does that mean that we are the Sabines of the LPN pack?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we both are.
I feel like you're given Amelie. I think you could be an Amelie.
I don't know if that's an insult or not.
Well, you're alive. I
Well,
mean,
there
definitely
is-
you would be Danica, but Danica's dead, Natalie.
Thank you.
So I want to choose an alive one for you.
There is a Natalie.
Yeah, but she's...
She's like nothing.
Yeah.
And also she's got the H in her name, which I don't vibe with.
Oh, no. Oh, hell no. Although I've always been so attracted to Jackies that have the Q in it, and I always wanted the Q in it, and I never got the Q in it because the name is very Americanized,
Yeah.
and my version of it, and I just always thought, I used to hate people that were JACQUI, but then I realized eventually it's because I wanted my name to be that.
Change it now.
All right, I'm doing it. Fucking whatever.
Do whatever
Sorry,
you want.
Grandpa, not gonna fucking have your name anymore. You're dead.
Wait,
You
that's
don't
your,
care.
Wait, what do you mean you're great?
Jack. That's why I'm
Oh,
Jackie. That's why that's why it's
see.
JACKLYN, because I was named after a Jack.
You should post-mortem rename him Jack with a Q.
Good. Dig him up. I'm changing the headstone. Except that he's Jacques, though, isn't he?
No,
We're not
wait.
getting into that. We don't need to get into that.
JAQUE. I don't think it's Jacques. I think
I just feel like
this
if you're
is
gonna-
spicy Jack.
Oh, it's Spicy Jack. And that is what I want to call my grandfather. Oh, you mean Spicy Jack over there? Yeah. Oh, I hated cremating that one.
Oh,
So spicy. I can't touch him with your hands.
All right. So, Ithan tells her that he truly doesn't know why she didn't tell Bryce. Therian also, by the way, is in the room for all of this. He's just been standing back, I guess, and standing by. And he seems to not have participated in any of the drama. He asks Ithan if he would have tried to fight Sabine today, to which he responds that, yeah, he probably would have tried to fight her. Ithan then becomes defensive when Baxian, who's still in the room, points out that he would have lost.
She's like, bro, you just showed up, bro. You're going to be laying this stuff down?
But
He's right.
he's right in a
But
way
still.
that is protecting him because he could have been killed to
Right.
fight her. And Baxian's like, he clarifies, I mean more that you need a couple years, Ithan. You're too young, you're not experienced enough, and then you could defeat her. Hunt realizes that Baxian may be attempting to diffuse Ethan's heightened defenses by offering to spar him, which we see a lot in veneer males. They sometimes need to fight out their passions.
I think human males, too. I think.
I sometimes feel like it would be better if guys are super angry. They get, like obviously have a lot of bad feelings about MMA for reasons that are sociological, but it is good to have some like release of energy.
We're just talking about break rooms. We're just talking about another episode. Sometimes you got to go smash some shit up.
even just like take a ballet class. Maybe you'll like it.
You think that'll get out the same aggression
It can.
because of all the self-hatred?
Because of the literal torment you're putting your body through. It depends on if you're like a masochist or a sadist, or if you're in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. I just like to have a good time.
That is a good time.
For some, you're right.
Yeah. So Bryce sees that Baxian may be offering himself to be beat up by Ithan.
It's like puppies. I feel like, yeah, the puppy's got a pup.
Pup's got a pup. And she gets irritated seeing that this is going to happen and tells them to go have their little fight elsewhere so that more of her furniture doesn't get destroyed. This lightens the room a little, and Hunt jokes about holding a funeral for her coffee table. He gets a text from Isaiah in that moment, Hunt, asking if everything is okay. And he then tells him that Celestina is displeased. We're looking at his text messages.
Remember, because he left? Ugh.
Yeah. So there's a whole other issue going on here. She hasn't said anything to Isaiah, according to Isaiah, but he can sense it, especially since Baxian also left her high and dry. So this is her Triari, who had promised to be a power at her side. Their whole reason for being is to show unity and strength. And in this moment, she's kind of been humiliated because their Triari all stayed with her mates, and now it makes her look weak.
Yeah.
And also, it seems like she just needed emotional support.
She needed them. She asked them to stay, and they said they would stay.
They were like, not a hurricane won't get me out of this room,
And then
Celestina.
the tiniest gust of wind, just an achoo of a wind.
Just a little scent of Bryce.
Took them right away.
So this is not good news, of course, but the real question we have here is whether this displeasure by Celestina will be an archangel reaction or simply a workplace acquaintance reaction. To say either if it's an acquaintance reaction, passive aggressiveness will now occur in the office, or if it's an archangel reaction, will be involved being tortured in some creative contraption.
Jigsawing your wings off or something, you know, something fun.
Placed in a public square.
Sure.
So we don't know what yet she's going to say or do because of that. So Hunt's alarmed, but he gets distracted because Ithan announces to the room that he's, quote, accepting Ruhn's offer. Hunt and Bryce both don't know what they're talking about and look concerned. They haven't heard about this potential offering that Ruhn gave. But Ruhn just stops them from having to lay guilt on the situation by telling them he offered Ithan a place to stay because of their, quote, thin-ass walls. So to probably keep Bryce from arguing against this arrangement, he's like, you're making Ithan uncomfortable, and he wants to move in with me. Bryce might have argued more as an alpha of her on her own, but she wants to have loud sex with Hunt, so she doesn't really push back much. She's like, oh
no,
I guess
don't go.
I have to. Hunt can sense that Ithan is not quite as jovial about this move as Ruhn is. And as the Fae and the Wolf decide, you know, they're kind of concluding this conversation and they're going to now go back to Ruhn's house, they begin to leave to start the moving process. Bryce stops Ruhn and Ithan before they step into the elevator to tell Ithan that she and him made a good team.
From his angle, Hunt couldn't see Ethan's face, but he heard the quiet.
Yeah.
Right before the elevator doors dinged. Then,
we did.
For all the world, Hunt could have sworn the wolf sounded sad.
So Bryce in that moment, you know, as Ethan's leaving, she's trying to mend some bridges because, you know, they're still coming back to their friendship. And so she wants him to feel like he's not being kicked out of the apartment. But
he's definitely getting kicked out of the apartment.
But Hunt can maybe see other reasons why Ithan might be feeling emotional. He might not fully know what we know about Ethan's feelings. That it's partly because he's got some hang-ups, we'll say, for Bryce.
But also he just revealed something from the wolf pack, which I imagine like is a really big thing to do, to say a wolf pack secret to people that are not in the pack. I imagine that heavily affects him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just think of what he just went through with Sabine. That's a lot. That's like a huge. And then for her to not even be like, no, stay. Like, to not even do the obligatory.
Yeah. Yeah, that for sure. And she seems like oblivious to any subtext going on. But Hunt is maybe sensing a little something different coming off of Ithan. Therian is also left with Ruhn and Ithan, leaving only Bryce, Hunt, and Baxian in the apartment. Get out of here, Baxi, and they are trying to have sex. Certainly nothing will stop them this time.
But also, it's like, don't you want to find out a little bit more about Baxian? And him showed up, and
I guess
bit
my
more?
mind's elsewhere.
I mean, I get you. Believe me. From one horny to another, I understand. But, like, sometimes I'd also be like, why are you following me? Can we talk about this for a second?
Can we discuss something? Actually, I would just be like, just fucking leave. I don't even want to know. Just get out of my face. But no, you're correct. You're the correct one.
Thank you.
Bryce is like, can you leave? And Baxian is busy taking in the apartment. He's kind of just analyzing everything. He suggests that Sabine was there because of something to do with Mordock. So basically Baxian's alluding that he also knows about Mordock and Sabine. This shocks Hunt, asking him why he would know about Danica's heritage. Baxian brushes this off, suggesting that he's learned many things from tooling around with the Hind all these centuries, because the Hind is a spy and she knows too many things about people. He tells them about when Mordock had returned from Lunathian years ago. So Baxian essentially tells Hunt and Bryce he remembers years back when Mordock had traveled to Lunathian for an unknown reason and had come back. And we learned, he kind of figured out, he deduced that it was really the only time he had come to meet his daughter, Danica. And when he returned, he was in a rage for whatever reason. So much in a rage that he had, I don't know, eaten 2 human beings.
We've all been there.
Suddenly, Hunt is shaken. He remembers when Mordock did this, but he didn't know what preceded it. So now they're putting the pieces together. This time that Mordock ate people was because he was furious after returning from meeting Danica. Bryce is
I guess he didn't like the baby.
I guess not. Bryce is horrified, but focused on the now. There's a lot of stuff happening in the moment. She can't think about this too much. And she asks Baxian why he's following Hunt. He brushes it off, which pisses Hunt off, but Bryce seems to be warming up to Baxian for some reason. She's not being super aggressive with him. And she does escort him out of the apartment, but as she does, Hunt hears her tell him that he's going to fit right in here, as in Lunathian. Later that night, we're with Bryce as Brunt lays in bed, replaying everything that has happened just in the day. I don't know if you remember what we just discussed.
All of this is in one day.
But we were, this is the same day they were in the cemetery with with Andrew Dyson Clay.
Andrew Dyson Clay?
This is all happening at the same time. So
obviously they're horny.
Hunt is grappling with his guilt over leaving Celestina in the lurch and wonders if he's as bad a male as Baxian. Bryce, of course, says that he's not. Bryce consoles him and then goes over everything that happened in the Bone Quarter earlier that day. The bad news about the afterlife. The fact that Hunt can suck energy.
Cool. They make a super weapon together or something.
Pretty awesome.
Cool.
That Bryce can
check.
Yeah, can take in his lightning and take it all in. He chastises her for jumping in front of him, pointing out that the big scar that Baxian has on his neck was just a tiny fraction of the lightning that he released today. She's all like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but like I'm a conduit or whatever. So.
And I'm like also very self-destructive. So it's kind of just my MO. And it worked. So I guess we can't get too mad about it. They lay intertwined in the darkness and ponder where they actually go if their souls aren't eaten by the Bone Man. Hunt tells her wherever it is, he wants to go be there with her.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
That's romantic.
Oh my God, even when our souls aren't getting eaten, he doesn't want to be with me. Oh my God.
That makes me feel so good and tingly.
But then she kind of yaks on herself just a little bit.
But no, I guess thank you, but also gross.
No, it's very nice. I love love.
It's like a Bryan Adams song.
Ugh, I wish. I won't say, wow, you're going to do it. I was like, I won't do it.
Is that Bryan Adams?
Which one?
Wherever you go, Whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true.
Isn't that from King Arthur?
No, well, Robin Hood.
Adam?
No,
King Arthur?
Robin
Arthur's-
Hood. No, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is the everything I do.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Do it for you. Oh.
Richard Marx.
Oh, okay.
Richard Marx, both wrong.
Wait, but the other song, the Robin Hood song, is Bryan Adams, right?
Yes. That is the song I was thinking of.
The whole love, like your love. There's no other.
Don't know Robin Hood. They never say Robin Hood in it. And it's like, how
But
are
they
you
don't
supposed
say
to
that.
remember?
They don't say my heart will go on. They'll never say Titanic.
They're really missing out on the branding.
Titanic
Just at the
is
end.
crashing
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yes, Natalie. Icebergs everywhere. Just in the addendum. I'm glad we went on this journey.
All right. So anyway, that's what it sounds like he's saying.
Yes.
So we got Sabine in this chapter. Sabine confronting Ithan.
Okay.
Everyone catching up to Mordok being Danica's dad.
Okay.
We get that Hunt might be in trouble with Celestina.
Which would make sense.
And Ethan's moving into the real animal house, or I guess the veneer house.
Cute.
Ironically, though, they would have gotten venereal diseases in Animal House.
Yeah, they weren't protecting themselves, but, you know.
I actually, when I thought that funny little thought, I had to check whether veneer and venereal had similar root words, and it seems like not. So veneer seems to be a reference to the Norse word describing a group of their gods. So there's two different kinds of gods in Norse culture and Old Norse culture. And veneer are the more romantic, like fertility, like magic ones. And the other ones are the warriors that we're more familiar with.
I was just begging for fjords earlier. This
I
really
know.
works out well.
But here, listen to this interesting thing about the Norse veneers.
The most famous veneer deities are Njord, god of the sea, and his twin children, Freyja, fertility, prosperity, and Freyja, love, beauty, magic.
Wait, but say those two names more clearly. The twin children.
Freyr and Freya.
Who does that look like?
Frumcherd.
Wait, you seriously don't see what those names look like?
Frumcherd.
Do you actually not see?
That's what I'm sticking with.
Okay. I don't know what Frumshire means.
And I'm sad that you don't know what that is. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Feyre.
Oh, Pharaoh. Yeah. She does get knocked up and stuff. Yeah.
It looks like Feyre, another character from her other books.
Freyra.
Anyway, venereal is stemmed from the Roman goddess Venus because venereal is an antiquated word for an STI, but it's because it means love diseases like Venus, which is like not super
Because
clinical.
I think you get them sometimes when you're not in love, too.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you.
It was like they were trying to make it cute or something. It's weird. Anyway, Ruhn's on the mind bridge at the start of chapter 36. He's thinking about how he's grateful for the silence of the mental plane he's inhabiting at the moment after the relative chaos of the day, and then bringing Ithan over to the party house. So it's the night of that day we just went through. We're with Ruhn, and he is on his mind to speak bridge.
Hell yeah.
And he is in his sleep. And he, at least that part he thinks was easy, getting Ithan over to the frat house. Flynn and Deck just shrugged and handed Ithan a beer. So very,
I've lived in that house.
Simple boys.
Oh, yeah.
I've lived in many of those homes for
yeah.
sure. Sometimes
they're fun.
there was a couple where I just had new roommates that I was like, who is that? And like, oh, they live here. I'm like,
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah. And then you're just always coming home to a different party, and you're just like, oh, what's happening now? Okay. And then you just hit the keg and keep going.
I legitimately could not name some of my roommates if you had a gun to my head. Like, I don't.
And I won't do that. even though that would be a Sabine move.
If you did it, I would die because I have so many roommates from my past. There are some who I definitely just never.
That's good. I have to log that just in case.
You want to kill me? You can just kill me. You don't have to oh, okay.
I'm in character. I'm manipulative.
You don't have to quiz me if you're going to murder me. Just so you're. I don't know if you know that, but so
give me Eleanor Roosevelt quotes.
Women are very smart.
Oh, they're strong. I have sex with my bodyguard.
I don't know why she's British, but so they're so Flynn and Dak are just like, sure, Ithan can live in the other room that we have that we put all our crap in. We'll clear it out or whatever. Now Ruhn stares at the fiery being across from him on the mind bridge and wishes that he had a couch or somewhere to sit so that he wasn't just awkwardly floating across from her.
Yeah, that's why you want a couch to sit on.
What are you saying? Apparently, since this is of the mind, all he had to do was wish, and suddenly a deep armchair was behind him.
Whoa.
He's like, hell yeah. A moment later, Day kind of laughs as he sits down and manifests herself a red velvet fainting couch for herself.
Go out.
Interesting choice. A little seductive. We're talking like, listen, that's not a professional business chair she's sitting down.
No,
what does that mean?
Just a Ruhn moth to a flame.
Whoa. Ruhn thinks about how much in that moment she looks like Leheba and his heart hurts.
Oh, God.
Oh, because she's all aflame
Oh,
on a little couch. Somehow, unable to see his face through the stars, she senses that he's frowning and asks why she distresses him. He won't say very much, but reveals that she, in that moment, is reminding him of a fire sprite friend who sacrificed herself for someone he loved. When she asks if he would have traded his life for the sprites, he said he would.
Oh,
and then she just went slipping right off of that couch.
Yeah, man, that couch was nowhere to be seen.
So he says that, but then he tries to change the subject, telling her that about the intel was being conveyed. So basically he's reporting to her about the intel going to the point person and then goes into everything that happened with Sandriel's Triari that day. So reporting on seeing Mordock, seeing in the Hind that the Harpy, everybody was fucking with them all day. Daybright tenses and tells him that they are lethal beings and they must avoid them at all costs.
Yeah, we know we're not trying to hang out with them.
I wish that they would leave me the fuck alone. She asks why he has brought her to the bridge this evening and what he's trying to convey to her, but he actually doesn't know. He shrugs and says, I didn't bring myself or you here. He guesses that his mind just reached out to her unconsciously after he fell asleep. Okay. Interesting. Inappropriate.
Okay.
It's like texting your coworker in the middle of the night.
It's a little, I mean, it's a little Edward. It's given a little Twilight and watching her sleep. I think it's given a little bit of that, but it's not his fault. Okay.
He didn't consciously do it.
She watched him. And even though he couldn't see her face and she couldn't see his, he never felt so naked. She said quietly,
something's riled you.
Goosh, 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 goosh. And it's that light bitch on a chaise.
On a chaise.
A chaise.
He reveals that he has just had a hard day. And after a moment, Day relents and says that she has also had a hard day. Without revealing information, Daybright tells him she works for people who make Mordock look like a river otter, which is kind of an admission in itself in a way, because wouldn't that be the Asteri? Like, what is worse than a cannibal?
In this world, who knows, man? I feel like they keep learning more and more every day. Like, think of how much lore drops every day. So, who knows, man? I
guess, but like, if you're saying it makes Mordock look tame, I feel like that would be the Asteri. I don't know. But whatever. She admits that she has, in this conversation, they're kind of opening themselves up a little bit to talk a little bit more about their personal lives. And she admits in this conversation that she's never had a friend, like in her life.
Girl.
This is a definitively more candid conversation, obviously. I think the chairs help.
It is. It's the comfort.
It's like dual therapy now.
Yeah.
Dueling banjos of therapy.
Oh, God. Ugh.
Yeah. Ruhn tells her that he's like kind of blown away by that fact about her. And he tells her that his friends and his sister are the most important people to his own survival. But also that, sometimes your family can be shit. So maybe you're luckier off not having family and friends.
Yeah, that's what everybody that doesn't have any family or friends thinks. They're like, you know what? Good. Unless they chose it, which that's fine. But outside of that, I think a lot of them are like, I wish I had somebody to talk to. It would be nice to have one person.
I think he's trying to make her feel better.
He's trying to make her feel better because he's a good male.
Yes, he is. She tells him she does have a family, actually, and that the two of them share the misfortune of having sadistic fathers because he's made light admissions about having a shitty daddy. This truth gives Ruhn the insight that she can't be in a steri because she has revealed very little about her life. But in this moment, her saying that her father is sadistic means that she's not in a steri because steris don't have daddies.
And that's what he says. He goes, steri don't have daddies. And very inappropriate on the mindbridge.
Yeah, very inappropriate. Their shared misery gives Ruhn special feelings.
Ew, is that what you call it?
I mean,
I have special feelings.
He doesn't say he's getting sexually turned on, but
I know. Yeah, it's
in the text.
It's ratcheting up. It's definitely there's an interesting erotic tension.
I believe the actual text says something male awoke in him or something like that.
Oh, why was it asleep?
And he notices that she seems very, we'll say, engaged in their discussion also. Like they are both really feeling each other in this
I like that you write she seems ... engaged in their discussion also, which just makes me think, I know that we can't see how horny Daybright is, but like if you could see it and it's like, oh, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my sun is expanding. Oh, don't look at it. Oh, my rays.
Ew, don't look at it. Ew. Very sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I'm putting it in that term is because in the chapter, there's no direct mention of sexual tension, but you can feel it.
Pick it up where they're putting it.
You're picking it up. In their conversation, she suggests that Ruhn probably has a powerful father based on context clues and asks him why he doesn't work more aggressively in the rebellion to overthrow his mean daddy.
It's like he's in the middle of a lot, okay?
He's got stuff going on. He's got
Daddy can't be
doctor's
number
appointments
one.
coming up, and like there's like he's got to get like stuff repaired in his house.
Did you hear all the shit that happened today? Yeah, how is he supposed to do laundry? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Ruhn says he is himself not good at deception, and it's not in his nature to try to overthrow somebody, and that even he then gets a little bit pessimistic. He goes, even if this rebellion somehow by a miracle wins, there will just be more battles for power amongst the houses. And he's not necessarily wrong.
No, he's just very negative. But I mean, with everything going on, it's pretty easy to live in that negative space, huh, guys?
Yeah, for sure. Daybright, though, surprisingly has a more optimistic vision of what the future could be, which is her saying, if we do this correctly, there won't be fights. We could make this a better world, which is like, okay, wow. You don't hear that a lot, especially right now in our timeline. So it is nice to hear somebody say, oh, maybe there's a hope for the future.
It's nice to hear. It's nice to hear there's some hope out there.
Yes. So he asks her why she's deciding to be more candid with him this time, and she says it's probably due to her personal long day, meaning that she's had a bit of a situation during the day, and she's a little bit more vulnerable and unguarded because of that. After a moment, she reveals that she hasn't had as normal a conversation as this in a very long time.
Oh,
that maybe she has lost herself, her true self, in the game she's forced to play to be a rebel. Ruhn tells her next time when he, calls for her, he'll bring a TV and beer and get her normal again.
She laughed, the sound like clear bells. Something male and primal in him sat up at the sound.
I've only ever had wine.
Well, we're going to have to give you a couple of experiences then, aren't we?
I'll teach you, baby, how to drink beer.
I want to flirt in the mind bridge.
I do too.
Sucks.
He invites her to Lunathian, and when he does this, he almost makes it sound like he's asking her out on a date. And I think in this moment, it shakes her out of the little fantasy she's living inside of. Like the fact that she's kind of pulled off her shell a little bit and is just sort of like becoming vulnerable.
It's the first connection she's had, and possibly ever.
And
or at least in a very long time.
Yeah. And maybe the amount that she would want to go on a date is like freaks her out because she can't. And so it's this boundary breaking seems to shake her out of her ease. She turns their conversation back to the spine hit, which is the main reason they're communicating, the spine being the big train system. And Ruhn asks her why they've never tried to take the entire spine out, which is like such a dumb question.
In the same way, like she just asked him, why don't you just get rid of your father?
Yeah.
It's like both of you guys, like, what are you talking about? Huh?
Daybright's like, oh, I don't know. Why? Oh, I guess nobody's ever thought of that before.
Why don't you kill the bad guys? It's like, oh, wow.
Well, thanks for that fucking advice. So she kind of gets a little like angry at this obviously very stupid question. She tells him that this isn't a game and that obviously they haven't because it's incredibly difficult to pull off. He responds angrily saying he's aware it's not a game. And instead of it escalating, she apologizes to him. They make their amends and Ruhn tells her he's going to take off. So they end it with a little bit of a turn in emotion, but then they kind of quell it immediately.
He half hoped she'd counter with something to keep them talking, keep him here. But day and her couch faded into embers, drifting on a phantom wind.
Goodbye, night.
Such an awesome, it's like so not seen as Irish goodbying because you're going way right in front of him, but like, God, I wish I had that opportunity. He's like, okay, thank you, Natalie. And then you never saw me again.
Ever?
Yeah, you gotta grab onto me while you've got me corporeal.
Whoa. Okay. I love that you're fantasizing about never seeing me again.
It's just because then in this fantasy, I am magic. And if to be magic, it means I can never see you ever again.
So be it.
Natalie, I mean, I'd feel the same way. I'd understood if I found out. I'd be like, oh, well, bye, Natalie.
I understand. I would be happy for you.
Thank you. I'd be happy for you too.
And I wouldn't be jealous.
No, I would try to cling on to you and be like, explain it to me. Bring me with you.
Oh, God, you wish, you wish it would just happen. You could just show everybody how to do it.
Show everybody how to do it.
So we cut over to Ithan as he's getting accustomed to his new stinky boy surroundings. They're probably not super clean. No, I imagine they still smell really good because they're too hot.
Yeah.
He feels pretty comfortable in the dude's space, and it reminds him of Connor's old hangout apartment that he had. So back before the murders, I imagine they had a similar apartment to what Bryce and Danica had, which was kind of like just
a big flop house.
Flop house. It was even actually Connor's apartment was in the same neighborhood as Ruhn's.
Oh.
He had just gotten out of the shower. And he had felt a pang of almost longing when he saw that Flynn and Ruhn had an ongoing argument via messages left on Flynn's shampoo products where they're fucking with each other. And it makes him feel almost like the camaraderie of the brotherhood he probably shared with Connor. After he's gotten himself ready for the day, he sends a message to Therian to meet him. And as he heads over to the Istros to go meet Therian, he buys an iced coffee.
He's just like us.
Just like us. And we get a recollection. He has a walk through the city and we have a moment of learning
the end
a little
of a
bit
league
about
of their
Ithan.
own. Yes. This used to be my playground. This used to be my child. I'm talking about old ass Gina Davis, and I was like, puke, you're all old now. And then when she's looking at the fucking swings or whatever.
But that's the beginning.
Yeah, but then it comes back in the end.
Her recollections are the movie.
Yeah, she's got a lot of recollections, and I'm just like, wah, 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 wah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Grandma, cut it up.
Yeah, right. We both collectively love that movie more than almost anything.
Yeah.
He reflects on the fight that happened last night with Sabitches and how, because there's two of them in my viewing.
Thank you.
And how Bryce has
Now
suggested...
it's canon.
It's canon. How Bryce has suggested he could be the leader of the pack. He had never considered...
Yes.
He had never considered it. Connor had been an alpha that had relinquished the lead to Danica because she was going to be a good head of the pack. So Ithan has never thought about leading anything. Ithan ended up joining Amelie's pack in the aftermath because there was nowhere else for him to go. So he never considered what he might do the best because he was traumatized.
Oh.
So his thoughts turn to the Hines humiliation of him at the poker game. He wonders how she sensed his feelings for Bryce because, again, during that poker game, the Hines somehow knew he had deep emotional romantic feelings for Bryce, which is very creepy.
Very weird.
And here we are going to get a sort of first person perspective of how deep Ethan's feelings go for Bryce.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
His memories flash back to the first day he met her. I just rewatched Wayne's World on a plane. So now I'm just only thinking of references for that. And his memories flash back. Connor was a college freshman making Ithan high school age. And he had come to visit Connor at his new dorm and see this chick that Connor keeps talking about, he's been gushing over her for the past few weeks. On his way to go to his brother's room in the dorm building, he had crossed paths with some chick, and this chick had blown his little mind.
He'd been struck stupid. She was the hottest person he'd ever seen. No joke. Her smile had warmed some God's forsaken place in Ethan's chest that had been icy and dark since his parents had died. And those whiskey eyes had seemed to see him.
So
it's a lot. You just walk by her in a hallway, but man, we remember feeling that. We've all felt that before where you're just
well, especially in high school.
Yeah, and when you're at like your older siblings' place and you meet
there's
one of the
full-bodied women there for the first time. You're like, ah! After they spoke for 10 minutes in the hall, Ithan had already decided he was going to marry this woman. And I'm sure she was thrilled for seeing a high school boy
flirting with her. And I'm sure, but I bet Bryce was the kind of person that I'm sure flirted no matter what.
Well, she probably wouldn't
thought it was cute.
Embarrass
He's a pup,
him,
you know,
just being like, "Oh, it's cute." And so, but now Ethan's already on a high school dream, you know, of like he's gonna marry her and he's
writing the name in the journal and everything.
And he's so excited. He's rushing over to Connor's room to tell him about meeting the girl of his dreams.
I love her. I don't hear who knows it.
He thinks they're probably mates because of how deep he felt the draw to her.
Oh, God. Can you imagine how many people in high school, if the idea of mates did exist, that you would think like, oh, they're obviously my mate. Oh, just found my mate.
Oh, good. I'm sure he'll be great in 4 years. Yeah, the guy from your class. That's probably the one.
Some of them grow with you and not grow against you,
Absolutely.
Natalie. Some of them work. It works in the long run.
Sometimes the young marriages can work because they decide to grow together.
Yes.
Just not that often.
Just also, it's very hard to do, and it takes a lot of time to grow with another person.
You just have to happen to be compatible as you grow.
Yes.
Which can happen.
Yes.
But sometimes it doesn't. So he thinks, you know, they're mates. I think probably it's just the old-fashioned teen hormones there, mate.
Then Connor had said,
"Looks like you met Ithan already, Bryce."
And Ithan had wanted to dissolve into that disgusting dorm carpet.
Because yes, it's only in that moment that he realizes his dream girl was also his very attractive older brother's dream girl.
No, and he's an alpha, and he's everything I'm not. No.
Yikes.
But now he's everything you're not, because you're alive.
Oh, no.
So I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, somebody's doing better in the race than the other one.
He's definitely doing better in the competition, that's for sure. His little heart was broken, but he just pretended that he just saw Bryce as a friend. There's nothing else. And she saw him as Connor's little brother. So he kind of manipulated the situation by developing his own friendship with Bryce as Connor's little brother, which then developed a friendship that was separate from Connor.
I don't even know if that was a manipulation. I think that was all he could do to make his heart not crush.
I know, but it's also like he's trying to convince her through this.
He's a pup.
Oh, I know. I had a crush on my best friend's boyfriend when there was the summer between 8th and 9th grade. And it was so cringy. Like, I think back about it and like all of my friends, everyone knew, and it was so humiliating. I had a traumatic experience of my friends sitting me down in a diner and being like, Natalie, you can't like him. You can't like Dadia's boyfriend. Like, you have to understand, like, you can't be calling him and stuff. And I still mortified thinking about that moment.
And I had the old-fashioned in love with a good friend's older brother. So it was one of those. And he knew I was in love with his older brother. And so then all they did was be like, uh-oh, Tim's coming around. I'm like, okay, stop. And then he would talk to me and I'd just be bright red. And just be like, hi.
Well, that's kind of what Connor's doing.
Yeah. So I shouldn't really judge Connor.
No, but I am judging him because I was judging I'm judging myself
yeah.
at the time where, you can't be.
And you can't hide it either. So
yeah, it's like I shouldn't have been trying. And I would call him every day and be like, we're friends.
No, Natalie, you called him every day. Oh, my God. All right, now I'm judging you. I wasn't doing that.
They eventually broke up, and I actually stayed more friends with him and stopped having a crush on him. And he was a part of my friend group.
And then he got friend zoned.
In 9th grade.
Isn't that the way it goes?
But yeah.
He's like, I left her for you.
No, he didn't. No.
Friend?
He never ever liked me that way,
all right,
ever.
okay.
I just got over it.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So it's obviously there's a lot, and also this fits because my best friend was 2 grades ahead of me at that time. So she was older, he was older, and I was like,
I'm just tagging along of all of it.
Anyway, so Ethan is keeping this communication open with Bryce, probably hoping to keep the seed of the idea of him in the back of her mind somewhere. It's very embarrassing. Ethan even feigned interest in their friend Natalie for a reason to keep Bryce giving him advice and helping him with it, but he never cared for Natalie.
Of course, you just fall deeper and deeper.
He never told Bryce the reason Connor finally asked her out, which we saw at the beginning of the first book, on that real date. And it was because Ethan sort of challenged him. And he had decided in his mind, without telling Connor, that he was going to ask her out if he did not piss or get off the pot. Piss or get off the pot?
Yeah.
Piss or get off the pot.
Yeah.
So he at least subliminally told Connor, get on top of this. She's dating all these losers. She's going to find some dumb guy. And if you don't make your move, it's never going to happen. But in reality,
also, he's an alpha too. So being told that shit, I'm sure he didn't like.
But he did it. He did it because he knew that Ethan was right. But what he didn't know is Ethan was going to do it if he didn't do it soon. So yikes. And that probably wouldn't have worked out well. He never outright admitted to Connor that he was in love with Bryce, but eventually that would have come out. And had she chosen Ethan. There would have been a lot of awkward holiday events.
The
and
summer I turned pretty. And this is, I mean, that's the whole thing with the summer I turned pretty is she's between two brothers that she has known for a long time. Don't you make that face. It's a beautiful story. Ugh. And I did, yes, I was shamed into not watching it anymore because it's children. But they get older.
It's just, if you're bouncing between two brothers, it's like a weird dynamic.
Her heart was ripped in two, Natalie. She
Ew.
loved them both for different reasons.
And they're both competing for her?
Yes.
That is gross, dude.
It's what every 14-year-old wants.
Gross.
But it's not what you want in real life. It's honestly kind of why I stopped watching it because like I could feel 14-year-old me watching this being like, oh, my heart, it pines, it hurts, it hurts. But now as an adult, I have to look at this and be like, girl, they're both doing this. You're awesome.
Yeah, that makes sense for a minor child. But when you're an adult and there's two brothers fighting over one lady, that's just like, you guys need to deal with some whatever mental issues are happening here. That's so weird.
Yeah, but even the crush I was just talking about, I also had a crush on the friend that I had, so I always kind of wanted them to fight over me.
I mean, I get that.
And then I wanted one of them to win.
I'm
I expected one of them were going to win.
There's scandals in real world where somebody will be in a marriage with somebody and then they'll have an affair with that person's sibling.
Oh, yeah, squibbling, squib. Squibbling, swip.
What just happened?
I was trying to say sibling swap, but I said swibbling and then...
Sometimes it's also, they'll end up having an affair with the parent.
Whoa,
and
what stories you been reading?
A lot of
Send them over.
I have to read a lot of crime stuff, and you're not going to believe this.
Oh, it's
but when
crime
that happens,
things. I want
somebody gets killed off.
No, I want the love side of it, where everybody's fucking who they're supposed to by the end.
You think that there's nothing weird about having bodily fluids exchanged with somebody, and then also that person's bio relation?
No. I say it's all in the family. Natalie,
I guess
sisters.
I'm sexually shaming. I am. I'm sexually shaming.
Love hearing her do it. She doesn't do it often, but I'll take it.
Ugh, yuck. Anyway, so we're experiencing Ethan's feelings through all of this. I find the dynamic uncomfortable at the very least.
I understand.
And Ethan now, he doesn't feel animosity towards Hunt and is happy, actually, that the two of them have found each other. But the idea of spending more nights in the apartment of the girl he had pined for, dreamed about, he had fantasized about living a life, having children with her and growing old, makes him want to die, which absolutely valid. Yeah. So he's relieved to have the room at the Fae frat house.
Honestly, I feel like this was the moment that after all of this reading, I really was continuously annoyed by Ethan. And don't worry, it'll come back. But this point, I was like, man, okay, all right, I see you. Validated. All right, I see what's happening here. You're a pup and you're just trying to get through it and trying to grow up while also pining and trying to be a rebel and like, oh God, what about my pack? And
this is a reasonable thing to do. And also you're making camaraderie with these guys. You're having a friend group like that. These guys are here for you and they're good guys. This is a great decision. One of the very few that I feel like he will make.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that right now.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Thankfully, he finally arrives at the river amidst this pain fest so he can take a break from these memories.
And just imagine him in the shower just like, oh, and he just can't stop himself.
That's cute.
Yeah, but that's going to be annoying if you're like, I stop, oh, every time he gets upset.
I imagine there's other things the Fae men do that are really annoying. So maybe it works out. They each have to deal with each
something.
Other's.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all got a thing. So he arrives at the river. He's basically called for Therian to come meet him because he has a very interesting question that Therian seems a little taken aback by.
Ethan didn't bother with pleasantries.
Can you get me to the bone quarter?
But did he do the... I know it sounds badass, but no, really. I want to go to the bone quarter.
Like, but seriously, I'm not just doing this.
I can't,
but I
not
can't
do
stop
the air
doing
guitar.
I can't stop, Therian.
Love the air guitar.
Therian's like, no, I can't take you to the bone quarter.
Yeah, bro.
He warns Ithan, it's not just like simple as writing him out there. There are sea creatures that are placed to stop people from entering. Hence the coin passage. You can't just waltz in there. It's why even at the beginning of the first book, when Bryce went and offered her soul, she had to steal a coin from Jessica because there's no other way to get there.
Right.
Ithan's like, but can't you? And Heron's like, Ithan, I don't know how to break this down in simpler terms. He's like, well, maybe could you just swim me past? And maybe I can
how many
spot
times
Connor.
do I have to tell you? It doesn't work like that. That's a really great idea.
No, it's not.
But you know, but
not a great
it's
idea.
not going to work. It's not going to work here. I feel like Therian would try to lift him up a little bit of like,
Sure.
okay, wow, interesting. I love that we were thinking out of the box.
The passion
here,
is there.
but I don't think so.
This idea is, if you swim me past, maybe Connor will just be standing in the Bone Gate doorway.
We'll grab him. We'll bring him up.
Therian gives him this pitying expression, which irritates Ithan. But then Therian thinks for a second, because he is trying to help this kid.
Right.
He says, well, okay, I do have to find Emil. I have to do this, like literally for my life. Maybe we can figure out, there's this other thing we could do where we could both get answers about what we need to know.
Therian grinned and jerked his chin to the city behind Ithan.
Get some money, gold marks, not credit. Tell me where we're going.
Somewhere shady, no doubt. Therian's eyes darkened.
To the Mystics.
I like your Bahama Blueberry Mystic picture of Mystic the drink, even though not spelled the same.
Whenever I was reading these chapters, my mind just traveled back to the 1990s when there was the drinks series called Mystic Drinks. And
Man, they were begging for vodka. Though those Mystics were just like, you know what would make me much tastier? And I'm like, yeah, me not remembering drinking them.
Yeah, it is just Kool-Aid, essentially. It's just bottled Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
But did love him as a child.
Sucked him back real hard. What are we, on the mind bridge?
Whoa! Where we drink diabetic-inducing beverages?
Because of the sugar?
Because of the sugar. I don't know what I'm saying. But that's where we're stopping. We're going from the... We got
You're still going.
the wrap-up of the chapter. Ruhn on the bridge. They start to...
you're giving a wrap-up of the...
I'm going to start doing this because there's a lot of information. I gave a wrap-up of the past chapter. This chapter, we have Ruhn on the bridge. We have Daybright and him coming together, sharing some stuff.
Yes.
They kind of maybe like each other.
Yeah, flirty flirt.
And then we're over at Ithan. Ithan has moved in to the frat house, and he has now reached out to Therian to ask to go to the Bone Quarter. Not going to happen. So now the two of them are going to something called the Mystics, and I don't think it's popular.
Sounds like a SeaQuest, but I bet it'll be different than SeaQuest.